Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope you guys are all doing good. Thank you for being here. We're back on Sika Educates once again, and we're streaming live from Facebook and YouTube together. If you haven't subscribed or followed any of these channels, please do so. And once again, as we're trying to set this and make it into a program, I have my wonderful sister, Ekwamwa, in the house yet again. Now, if you're seeing what's going on today's show, you can see that there is a picture of an amazing woman who has sadly lost her life. This story has been streaming on social media for quite a while, but I think those of us who finally got wind of it have been really triggered by how friendships and relationships can become toxic and how you can suddenly go from being alive to dead on the back of things like this. And I just thought that this is an opportune time for us to have this discussion again. I have my sister in the house. She actually wanted us to have this very conversation, and I know she's got a lot of powerful nuggets to share. So, the background to this story is that Shanquilla Robinson, who has suddenly lost her life, is a 25 awesome young woman. I heard from one of the videos that I saw the dad saying that this is my only baby, and I'm inferring from that that she probably was an only child, lived this shielded life, put on a straight and narrow. She now became an entrepreneur, had a good, thriving, and successful business, and then falls into the hands of some wicked, horrible people calling themselves friends. And tragically, on a holiday in Mexico last month, October the 29th to be precise, this woman lost her life. And it's been just horrible. The friends tried to tell the parents that she died out of alcohol overdose and all of that, but autopsy is revealing that her neck was broken and her spine was broken. And so all this narrative about um, being under the influence doesn't seem to stand or hold water. Tragic story. It could happen to anyone. Some people think, oh man, how can this happen to me? It couldn't be me. It can happen to just about anyone. I listened to this story, and even in my 40s, I'm thinking, who then can I trust? Who then can I consider a friend? And there are just so many parallels to draw from this. I hope that young people are watching. I hope the parents will share this with the young ones, especially teenagers who think that, the world is their oyster, they know everything. When you're trying to advise them, oh, mommy is too colloquial, she doesn't understand, mommy is stuck in back ages and all of that. I hope that this is a story that can become a conversation that is had at the dining table where parents are also advising young people and we're all trying to keep ourselves safe. So, my sister, I've waffled on enough. We don't have a lot of time today. If anyone wants to join very shortly, I'll be sharing the link. But I want you to set this off and tell us what your view on this whole issue has been. My sister Kwamwa, are you in the house?
Yes, I'm in the house. Thank you, Sika, and hello to everybody around the world and everybody that is joining us right now. Um, when we are talking about friendship that has gone sour,
Hmm.
like this one that has happened,
Hmm.
one of the things is that these people could have gotten away with this if it wasn't for the fact that they brought out their iPhones and they recorded the beatings.
True.
But if that had not happened, and if the family had not done a second autopsy,
Hmm.
they would have also gotten away with it.
True.
But how can we move on from here? How do we ourselves know we are in a toxic friendship
Hmm.
or we are in a friendship that can one way or the other lead us to this path? Maybe
Hmm.
we might not die,
Mm.
but maybe as a result of some sort of friendship, we are in some sort of depression, but we don't even know.
Mm.
Or because of some type of toxic relationship we are entertaining,
Mm.
our joy has been stolen.
Mm.
There are people that come into your life. Friendship is supposed to really ease you. It's supposed to bring comfort. It's supposed to bring happiness, right? It's supposed to bring connection because God created us so that we are humans. As we gather, we are social beings. When we connect with each other, it's supposed to make us feel happy. It's supposed to make us feel really, really good. And I believe that this young woman, when she planned to go to her friend's birthday party, they were all gonna go
Mm.
together.
Mm.
She never thought of it being that way. And let me
Mm.
shock you with this, Sika. Do
Mm.
you know that after
Mhm.
she has passed on,
Mhm.
they took her credit card,
Mhm.
used it. This is alleged that they took
Mhm.
her credit card and
Mhm.
used it to buy a ticket to come back
Of
and
course.
return early from the trip.
I'm not surprised. Mhm.
So, what I want us to do, I just want us to talk about the key things
Mm.
to really note that
Mm.
you are in a toxic friendship.
Mhm.
And one of the first key points is when you are in a toxic friendship,
Mhm.
the only thing that the person does is to put you down.
Mm.
And sometimes we always think, oh, it's only men. If you're in a relationship with a man and he's the only one that can go. You do have some girlfriends, or even if you're a guy, you do have some boyfriends who put you down.
Mm.
And how do they put you down? They undermine you,
Mm.
right? They always make, anytime you go around there, for some odd reason, you might go there happy, and then after you feel miserable.
Mm.
And then they're always making some really, like, tactical or outright insults, or something that you don't really take it serious. Maybe they'll make a comment and it'd be like, oh, I was just being sarcastic, and everybody will laugh along. You need to watch out.
Mm.
You need to watch out about those kind of friendship.
Mm.
And the second thing is that when you are in a toxic friendship, there's always going to be the gossip. You know, everybody gossip one way or the other,
Mhm.
but some gossip are intentional.
Mm.
And the type of gossip that they will do is
Mm.
to really to assassinate your character,
Mm.
or to take something that is valuable
Mm.
from you.
Mm.
So when you're around such people, you have to be careful. And sometimes one of the things that, when I heard the part where they said that she they took her credit card, right?
Mhm.
That means that amongst that friendship, she was the only well-to-do person.
Of course, she was. Yeah.
So if they had their own money, they would have used their own money,
Of course.
right? And if
Mhm.
you see the video of the assault,
Yeah.
they all stood there and they did not defend her.
No.
They watch her,
Yeah.
right? Got
Mhm.
up on her, beat her on her, and and that's what toxic friendship is.
Mm.
In the young peoples, they call it frenemies. That's what
Mm.
they call it,
Mm.
frenemies,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So that's those type of friendship where they say they will say things to assassinate your character, and then they keep on, and sometimes they will break your trust. They All of those things, we need to watch out for them. We need to teach our young children, right, to know how friendship can destroy us.
Hmm.
There's a saying in our language saying, "Adavuda fiti na wakoto wenye three,"
Mm.
right?
Ayɔnkododoɔ nti ɛna ɛkɔtɔ ɛnyɛ
Koto
tiri. Mm.
enye three. Thank you, Sika.
Mm.
Right? So the ones that is they don't just gossip; they do gossip that can destroy you. And I can just be blunt. They're the kind of ones that they will call you and say, "Hey, now so cool,
Hmm.
oh, me cool, so quite jumo. Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I was just asking. You asked them why you asking where my husband is. Oh, I was just asking. I just wanted to say. Then they'll make a slight comment. And then because they want to take control and make you miserable and have a stronghold on your mind,
Hmm.
they will not tell you what they have to tell you,
Hmm.
but they will leave little nuggets of doubt in
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
Those are the things that we need to watch out for if you're a married woman.
Hmm.
If you're a young girl and you're listening to me,
Hmm.
sometimes you walk into a room and then this friend is sitting there and then everybody there, they'll all start busting into laughter or they
Mhm.
start making different gestures.
Mhm.
That is a possibility, especially if everybody in the room, you don't know any of them or you're not really well acquainted with any of them. But then when they see you, they start acting funny.
Hmm.
Those are some of the signs, right? So, and the other thing also is one of the other things I wanted to talk about is that these types of toxic relationship, they also make you nervous.
Yeah.
Anytime you have to be around them, you begin
Yes.
to feel nervous around them,
That's true.
right? You
Yeah.
begin to feel scared. You
Yeah.
begin to feel like, oh, what is gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
These kind of people, they get extremely irritated. They always want to have some sort of dominion over you, right?
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
wanna they want to take control. And I mean, I'm telling you, this is not a woman and a man relationship. This is
Hmm.
a woman and a woman relationship. This
Hmm.
is a man and a man relationship,
Hmm.
right? You
Hmm.
know, somebody like, oh, a guy be like, oh, this one, you cannot even ask a girl out.
Hmm.
And then they see that you have a girl that you really like. You've told them about the girl that you really like. The next thing you know, they start sleeping with the girl that you really like, that you that's a toxic relationship.
Hmm.
And these things happen. And what do? We overlook them. And we think that it's healthy, right?
Hmm.
They make you feel nervous. They make you feel inadequate,
Hmm.
right? And most of the time, the underlying issue is the jealousy that they have towards you. And this
Hmm.
is what these girls' friends had. They
Hmm.
had jealousy towards her. She
Hmm.
was a small business owner. She had a kids braiding. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know that you could even open a salon where you cater for just children, girls that you kids braiding thing. She had a boutique going for her at 25. She was really going somewhere.
Hmm.
And jealousy is the underlying thing. And I'm talking to teenage girls here. If you have a friend that when you have a top, that top, they must wear it too. If they can't afford it, they will take it from you. You have to be very careful.
Mhm.
Because a toxic friendship can change your destiny. And we see how that's happened to this poor young girl. Her life has been cut short
Absolutely.
because of toxic friendship. If you are a girl, and then everywhere you're gonna go, your this particular friend always want to tag along.
Hmm.
You didn't invite them, oh, they
Hmm.
just tag along. There's a difference between being invited and then also being tagged along, right?
Hmm.
You have this particular friend uh, that when um you, let's say, Sika, it's your birthday, right?
Mhm.
And then let's say your husband wants to throw a huge birthday party for you. We are all excited about your birthday. But somehow at your birthday party, this particular friend somehow finds a way to erupt some type of drama
Mhm.
so that nobody is talking about how wonderful you look, how beautiful you look, or how beautiful your birthday cake, how lovely you guys look as a couple.
Mm-mm.
Instead of everybody talking about you, the
Mm.
birthday girl,
Mm.
everything now revolves around
Moves
this
to
person.
her. Exactly. Attention seeking. Mm.
You are in a toxic friendship. This type of friend that maybe you guys are like in a circle of friends, maybe you are three, you're four type of friends, and then sometimes every time one of you other than her is having something memorial in their life,
Mm.
this type of friend will find something, whether will find some sort of drama to butt your heads against each other.
Mm.
You are in a toxic friendship, because I believe that this girl, The other one did not attack her. Just it will shock you. So let me tell you something. It will shock you that the actual toxic friend is actually not the one that fought her.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised.
Because there are the ones that they are the ones they sow discord,
Hmm,
right? So
hmm,
they sow the seed, the bad seed,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
And if you are not smart, you're not emotionally intelligent,
hmm,
right? And to catch on, the next you know, you get angry with someone else and you're banging heads, and then next you know, it turns into a fight,
hmm,
right? So that's what toxic friendship does,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
Always being, some of them are very settled,
hmm,
right? Some of them are very and very deceptive,
hmm,
right? So everything they do is based on manipulation,
hmm,
and in the end, they want to be the center of attention.
hmm,
They're also the ones that compare you to other people.
hmm.
They'll be like, "Oh, that her wedding dress. After all these things that she was saying, look at her wedding dress. It's not even that. It's not even that. Oh, all this
Hmm,
boyfriend that she was making noise. This guy is not even. He's not. He's not even cute.
hmm,
He's not all that,
hmm.
right? Compared to, you should have seen so and so's own. You should have seen so and so wedding that so and so had. Ha! There's nothing compared to this one. Oh, am I speaking to somebody here?
Oh yes, you are. Big time.
Right?
Hmm,
Maybe you were a guy, but you're good with your hands. But this other person is good with your brains. There's nothing that should make you feel more inferior. But somehow they're going to be like, oh, this one goes school uncle, Nitiewu, right?
hmm,
Those are all part of it.
hmm,
And then it undermines you, it brings down your self esteem. You are in a toxic friendship.
hmm. But you know, my sister, from the little that I've seen and the narrative, putting things together and adding one plus one, I think that, there was this Khalil guy. So from the whole thing, it looks like there were uh, six people in total, including Shanquila. Then there was
Yeah.
this guy called Khalil who seems to be good friends with
Mm-hmm.
Shanquila.
Yeah.
The other five had decided they were going on their trip. And it looks like Shanquila was just brought in as an add on to come and pay for the villa, to pay for the trip. Shanquila doesn't seem to have been best friends with the rest of them. Khalil was the one that she seemed to have known, a bit more. I don't know what the extent of the relationship was, but it almost seems to sound like she knew the Khalil guy a bit more than she did the other girls. She just was sold the idea that it's a bit like assuming my sisters and I are going to South Africa. I come to you and I'm like, Ikua, we're going to South Africa. How about you join us? All you need to do is just pay for a villa and then we're good to go. That was Shanquilla. So she paid for the villa. And the only thing the others had to do was just get their tickets to get to Mexico. And it looked like on the face of it, Shanquilla was doing everything, paying for everything. She was always the
Exactly.
one dishing the money. And when she didn't want
Exactly.
to dish it
Yes.
out anymore was when
Yes.
the problems started.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And you remember I said earlier
yeah.
that there is the one that sows discord,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
So there is a reason
hmm,
why these people, even though she might not be have been close or friends with her,
hmm,
remember the person. These toxic friendship, one of their traits is what they gossip
hmm,
or they share information about you to others. So I'm sure he has been talking about her and briefing and plus, oh, this one she'll pay. She has the money, right? All we have to do is he had an agenda.
hmm,
And remember, as I said to you earlier, it could be that the person that ended up fighting her probably in her own natural mind might not have even thought about it, but it is the words. Words are very dangerous.
Hmm.
It is the brainwashing,
Hmm.
manipulation,
Hmm.
all of those things that happen,
Hmm.
right? Do you know that somebody can talk about someone you've never met,
Hmm.
and the day you meet the person, the person will just make you feel irritated. You
Yes.
just feel angry towards the person. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the person has never done anything to you.
And you don't
You've
know them.
never even met, you don't even know them. And I
Yes.
believe this is the situation,
Hmm.
right? This is the situation. So, and then after this same guy now comes to the family and tells them a different story,
Hmm.
right? But she thought he was her friend.
Hmm.
That's what she thought.
Very sad.
And that is how some of us we see ourselves, right? There are people who are there are so many stories of women that their friends will be with their husbands and they will not even know. And when they find out these their so-called best friends, they answer the way they will answer them. There will be no remorse because the spirit of jealousy is a very, very dangerous spirit, right? And jealousy, manipulation, lies, deceit, they all go together. And these are the things that her friends have,
But
right?
why should you be jealous, Robbie? I just can't seem to understand that thing. I've never done. Why?
You don't seem to understand. You don't seem to understand is because some of these things is based on people's upbringing, right? And then also the kind of environment that people are exposed to. No matter, and some people also forget that no matter where you go, there's always going to be somebody. You might be the prettiest girl in your house, but if you go out, you might be the least prettiest girl. So you have to know that everybody is beautiful. Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So you have to be able to understand
Hmm.
all of those things. Something, just because somebody has something doesn't mean you have to have something. Let me shock you. Some of these toxic friendship, they are so bad that when they see that you bought a blue pen, they will also, even though they cannot afford it to, they will also find a means to go and buy a blue pen.
Hmm. I guess I'll never understand because I
Yes,
don't get it. Yeah.
you will never understand is because, like, and as I said, most of it is more of environmentally based. And once people are, I'll just tell you something very basic that sometimes people always laugh about, right? When people, and this is really political, when people say that what we should tax the rich,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How you want to tax the rich, but no matter what you do, if you tax them 40%, they will still have more money than you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes but there are people that be like, they feel like if we tax them enough, then they'll be our equal.
No.
And that's how those things do. That's how people who think in that form. That's how they are, right? They feel like if I bring you down, then you and I will be on an equal playing field.
So
Then
that what?
you're no longer going to be better than me. You're
Oh
no
my
longer going
God.
to be calling out your name.
My
Oh,
God.
Sika, you are not the only person everybody is going to talk about, right? So the main idea is, they want to what? They want to take away your self confidence. They want to make sure your self esteem gets, they also want to make sure that, you don't feel supported. And this is what happened to her. When they were fighting, nobody came to her aid.
It's just very sad. A very, very
It,
sad
it, it
state
is
of it.
sad. It
Yeah.
is sad, but let me tell you something. I was reading an article 2 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and this is actually in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there is a high school there
Mm-hmm.
that the teachers
Mm-hmm.
have refused to go to school.
Okay.
Do you know why?
No.
The bathrooms have been turned into a fighting arena.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Kids are coming to school and there's drug overdose
Hmm.
happening right at the
Hmm.
high school. This is nowhere, this is not United States.
Wow.
And the teachers said they don't feel safe
Hmm.
because the bathrooms have become a fight club.
Mm-mm.
Do you think that if these children, if these young children, if they know their worth, if they know the importance of why they need to be in school, if
Hmm.
they know who they are,
Hmm.
you think that they're going to be turning their school bathrooms into fight clubs?
Hmm.
Like we saw this girl, her hotel room was where they turned it into a fight club
Hmm.
with a broken spine and a dislocated neck.
Hmm. The thing too is that if you know you are a good girl, don't go and play with bad children. That's just it.
That's also one it. But the thing is that, you know what? Sometimes, how do you even know?
That's the thing.
How do you know? And that's
That's the
why
thing.
I'm taking my time to really talk about some of the signs that you have to look for.
Hmm. It looks like we have a guest here who also
Okay,
wants
let them come. Yeah,
to
let
share
them
their
come,
view
please.
here. So,
Let them come,
um,
please.
Kwame No Face, are you here? No
Yes,
Face.
yes, can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, we can. So we want you to have 5 minutes to share your thoughts. I know you said you were busy, so just say what you've got to say and you can jump off when you want to.
Yeah, okay. And, and first of all, yes, I thank you for bringing me on, right?
Mhm.
And this is a very, very interesting topic, right?
Mhm.
I've been listening to it, and like, I don't know, this is my experience with friends, right?
Mhm.
You know people really close. You do like your guest that you have on. She talked
Mhm.
about jealous friends, right?
Mhm.
And all this stuff, right? Sometimes we take all these things for granted, right?
Mhm.
But most times you have to open your eyes with your friends, especially I think that when it has to do with you being successful and all that, right? It's
Mhm.
good not to share it amongst your friends sometimes, right?
Mhm.
Because you have jealous friends, right?
But how do you know your friends are jealous? That's the
Well,
thing.
you see, you can see it from their action,
Hmm.
right? And then from like your friend said, the kind of utterances in which they utter, right?
Hmm.
Right? Oh, as for this girl, oh, she said her boyfriend is top notch, but look at the dad, right? You can identify friends like that easily,
Hmm.
and some of them say it jokingly, right?
Hmm.
But sometimes we overlook all that, right?
Hmm.
Mhm. A friend can poison you, a friend can lead you. I mean, a friend can do the weirdest thing to you, right?
Hmm.
Even his families can can sell you out. How much more a friend, right?
Hmm.
When a family can sell you out, how much?
Yeah.
Look at the story of Joseph, right? He was sold out by his own family, right?
Mhm.
So, right, we all have to be careful, and I pray that most of the viewers that are on this show to really pay attention to this topic.
Hmm.
It helps a lot.
Hmm. So,
Yeah,
as a father, because I know you're a dad, you have a daughter. Yeah,
yeah,
Shanquela could have easily been your child.
exactly.
As a father raising a child, what sort of advice should fathers and mothers, but you're a father, so you with your daughter right now, based on this whole Shanquela story, what sorts of conversation are you going to be having with your daughter?
That's a very interesting question you asked me. Now, before I even answer that, can we say Shangri-La's parents they failed as parents?
No.
Exactly. So you give your child the best advice. You tell them everything that they need to know in this world,
Mhm.
but the final decision has to be made by themselves, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if Chancellor had told herself that, you know what, I'm not going to get involved into this thing. I'm just going to stay home with my family. She would have been alive by now.
True.
So sometimes I think that the final decision comes from our kids themselves, right?
Mm. Mm.
you have to realize that when the table is too high, you don't have to get involved. Right?
Mm. But
So
shouldn't you, as the parents, be giving the kids the fundamental tools to be able to discern and know that this sort of person, my dad doesn't allow me to do ABC. These people, they don't behave like me. They don't look like me. My dad shields and protects me, for example. These people seem to be street kids, so they're not my kind of people. Let me stay away. Shouldn't you be, giving, because children are children. Unless you train them, how
I
are they gonna
do,
know?
even with this Shangri-La into, I had a conversation with my child about it, right?
Mm,
We talked
mhm,
about it.
mhm,
And I was telling her that she was raised from a good home. She went to good schools. The parents did everything they are supposed to do for a child.
mhm,
But after final last minute decision, she had to make that herself.
mhm,
So that's what I was trying to tell her. That be careful with the people you hang out with, right?
mhm,
Because you never know, you know.
mhm, mhm,
Sometimes somebody can be your friend for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, and you don't even know what they think about you, right?
mhm, mhm,
So it's hard. It's hard. You just have to from the very word get go, you have to start looking at the signs and symptoms, right? You just have to start looking at it. Certain friends don't don't are not happy when other people are doing good, right? So they say, oh, Peter, I'm in office, only say, if you try me suspect, they say, for Tom Ross.
mhm,
The same way when you also meet it, you go and sit somewhere and say the same thing.
mhm,
So a friend like that, right there, you just got to start being careful, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Is
you
that,
guys for hosting me too.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, you know.
Um,
Yes.
yeah. We have a few comments here. Vivian said, attention seeking friends, drama queens, they can't accept defeat and they must win all the time. She also said she thinks that children who are not taught that life is about winning and losing turn out to behave like that. They only know about winning and receiving praises. So when the winner is someone else, they can't stand it. Pastor Patience said, Sika, some people look innocent but have a very wicked agenda against you. Look at the signs. People do change. And that was the point that I was trying to make when Kwame No Face was speaking, is that I use myself as a very good example, being a very open, happy go lucky, because I don't have any bad, ill intentions towards anybody. I can't even hurt a fly. I'm 41 years old, Ikuamwa. Do you know that the thing that I hate and I cannot deal with the most is a spider? Can you imagine? At my age, I don't like spiders. I don't care how small they are. I can't deal with spiders. At my age, it's my phobia, right? I can't hurt a fly. So to think that if I don't have any ill feelings towards Ikuamwa, why should you have ill feelings towards me? I'm really struggling to understand this whole thing. But I guess this is just how the story goes.
This is how the story goes. And really, I can tell you of a story of someone who had a friend. And what had happened was they had both set out to go look for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And the other friend actually was really well educated. Like she had a master's and then the other friend just had a bachelor's, just had a bachelor's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And the other friend was fortunate, the one that has the bachelor's degree was actually fortunate to get a really good job in in oil and gas. And what this other friend that had masters was still like, hustling and bustling, right? And what happened was the one that had the masters that was still hustling and bustle will always, whenever they will go out, will always find ways to bring it up or try to undermine her, right? And this went on for a really long time. Eventually, when the other person did not want to be a participant to any of those things, everything went sour, right?
Wow.
And sometimes when you one of the signs that you should know that you're in a toxic friendship is when you no longer want to be friends with the person,
Mhm.
things go south.
Wow.
They now become much more vicious,
Wow.
right? Because now they don't move on to the much more settling, right? Now they now want to be more toxic, right? So how could we not know that maybe Shikula was in the place of separating herself from these people?
Yes.
And she probably just wanted to give them a second chance,
Yes.
right? That's what
Yes.
we need to really think about it and really, really we have to keep our eyes open because these kind of people, I know somebody's mentioned this in the comments, they are in our workplaces,
Hmm.
they are in
Our
our
churches.
families, they are
Yes.
in our families,
Hmm.
they are in our churches,
Hmm.
they are everywhere.
Hmm.
Toxicity everywhere. Wherever they go, they suck out all the energy. Then everybody that was happy is no longer happy.
Hmm.
There's one type of family member that they're the only ones that know how to bump everybody's head together. That
Yes.
maybe you guys were planning to build a house. Now that house is not being built
Hmm.
because the person has gone around and sowed seed of discord, right? They bring you down. They don't want you to become what you want to be.
Hmm.
You go and tell them, be like, oh, I know that ah I've heard that, if I go and learn something with my hands, right, I'll do well. They were like, oh, and this also a person wants to go do a mechanic. Now they are home. They're not even doing anything. They're even working at Walmart.
Hmm.
You, you, you have to watch out for that. I know someone was telling me a story about someone who was a friend, who was a neighbor. And when she had arrived to Canada, for her, what had happened to her was like she lost both her parents at a very early age. So when she
Mhm.
came to Canada and she realized that they said she can go and collect loan and go to school, she said she'll do anything she wants because she really wanted to go have a post-secondary, a diploma, a degree. She wanted to have something
Mhm.
because that was her desire when she was in school.
Mhm.
Do you know that this friend undermined her to the point that she would cry?
Wow.
Yes. And this friend was not just a friend, she was actually a sister in law as well. So they were married to two brothers, right? So she would cry and cry because this person would tell her husband, you tell your brother to tell the wife, she think you really come to Canada to be doing book law, book law, book law, you know. So these are things that is happening, right? You want to go to school, they don't want you to. They start making fun of you.
Hmm.
You're an old woman. This is Abroche. Everybody is here to work and pay bills. You
What
want
is
to do
this school
something
school
better for you.
thing?
What is this
Mhm.
school thing? Those are
Mm.
all toxic relationship.
Yeah.
They don't want your well-being. Some of us, we take all those things for granted and we think it's wisdom. It's not wisdom.
Hmm.
These are people that want to undermine you.
Terrible.
So we need to open our eyes and we really, really, we need to think about this. These are people that when you want to start something big, they want to, undermine you. They find ways. And sometimes people do that so suddenly,
Hmm.
right? They find ways. Some of these people, we take our children to them and they
Hmm.
brainwash our children. We don't even know.
Hmm.
Some of them, we allow our children to go and sleep over their house.
Mm-mm.
We think they are our friends.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
As
Zero
soon as we
tolerance
leave,
for
as
sleepover.
soon as we leave their house, they start insulting us.
Mm.
That is why when you go to their house later, you see that their children are so rude to you. Their children are not nice to you, and you have no idea.
They're spoken about you behind your back. Uh-huh.
These are all
Lord,
toxic friendship.
God have mercy on us. Oh. Mhm.
And people who are also toxic to friends, they always find ways to make sure they look good and you look bad.
Mhm.
So it's important that we really examine ourselves wherever we are, in what space we are, whether we are married, we are single, we are teenagers, or we are young adults, right? We need to really, really think about ourselves. Yes, sometimes people come and tell us things that are truth, but you need to investigate to find out that what the person is going to tell you is the truth.
Mhm.
And then what the person is telling you is a lie. That is
Mhm.
why God gave you the ability to be able to discern
Mm. And think.
and know and think for yourself, right? So you so that you know when somebody has your best interest or somebody really wants to undermine you.
Mm.
There are people who have left their marriages because of some of these toxic friendship. That's why you hear people, oh, they left their husband and then they find out their friend is the one that is married to their husband now
Mm.
because you were in a toxic friendship and you did not even know it.
There's some comments here. Vivian said most of worst of all is when you're being honest with a person and they're lying to you. It hurts so much. Pastor
Very true.
Patient said mostly it's all about jealousy. Don't trust too much and leave your conscience behind. Always be aware of the little scornful comments that they make when they see good things are moving to your direction. And that's the telltale sign that you were talking about, the people to know that they're in toxic relationships or toxic friendships. Lizzie said exactly. They use the divide and rule mechanism to sow seeds of discord among individuals, and you would just be shocked. Now, the point that I wanted to make before I give this back to you, Ikuamwa, is that one of the things that I want to stress on here, we're talking about friends. We're talking about friends. We talk about friends so much, and if you're like me, and I'm speaking to myself here as I say this, is that, you know, we're talking about friends and how they become jealous and they do this to you and they do that to you. And this suddenly a still small voice just said to me, but how do they have the ability to do the said things to you if you are not the person that is giving the person the information that they're now using as a weapon and a tool against you? Some of us, we talk too much. Oh, we talk too much. Like, I'm not saying don't have a confidant, but before you're deciding, okay, Ekuamwa is my confidant, there must be certain things that I'm seeing about Ekuamwa which has made her my confidant. If I tell her something today, do I go hear it in Acey's house that I told Ekuamwa X ABC, and now that person is also telling or saying something similar to what Ekuamwa and I had talked about in private? We women, we talk a lot. We do. And we are the ones who literally hand ourselves, our neck on a platter to be slaughtered. This is me. I'm speaking from experience here, and you guys can see that my voice has gone up a notch because this is a very moving story for me. It's triggered me so much. Like from Friday when I saw this thing the first time, I haven't been able to sleep properly because I'm thinking about different scenarios and the things that could have happened. And as Ekuamwa said, it might not necessarily be that you're 6 foot under, but some of these things can set you back generations. You want to do something. God has given you a destiny. There's an assignment. There's a goal. There's an ambition. Who are you sharing your ambitions with? Who? Who are you telling? Do you tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry? Has God even asked you to tell anybody about it? Like some of us are killing seeds even before they get planted in the ground because we tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry about everything. You're sitting in your marriage, and I'm going to be crude here. You're sitting in your marriage. Your husband's carrot is like baby carrots. It's like cocktail sausage. Must the whole world know about it? Must the whole world know? We women, we talk. We
Hmm.
talk. We talk.
Hmm.
The sorts of things that are here. We women, we talk. Oh, my husband, his is not even up to one itself. It will just be roaming around, and he doesn't even know what he's doing. Like, some things are just private information. Just keep them to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody everything. Things that you wouldn't tell your pastor, your doctor, your lawyer. You're telling your friend, oh, but this one is my best friend. It doesn't matter. Oh, but this one, oh, we are from the same country. We are from the same town. We went to the same school. It doesn't matter. My mom always used to tell me, my daughter, there is no art to tell the mind's construction in the face. Like, when people are reading stories about Macbeth and Shakespeare and all of that, the literature students, we laugh at them. But some of the sayings in there, they're very palpable things that you need to run your life by. Not everybody you're laughing with is your friend, though. Not everybody that is in your space likes you. Sometimes people are like, oh, Ekuamwa, look at this new house that she has. Look at this shoe that she's wearing. Look at her leg that she's put in the shoe. It's not even nice. If that shoe is on my foot, it will look better. Why is she the one that is wearing it? This is what has happened to Shanquilla now. She has money. Why is she the one who has to order and pay for villa for us to come and stay in? Who the hell does she think she is? Is it her fault that she's rich? Is it her fault that she has a successful, thriving business? My sisters, like, sometimes keep some of your things to yourself. Like, you don't have to say everything and everything. Leave some things to the imagination. Last point I'll make before I hand it over back to Ekuamwa is this. When we were back in secondary school in Ghana and things like that, somebody, you can become so close with somebody because you sleep in the same dormitory, in whatever, it's a bunk bed, and sometimes you even sleep on the same bed, and this, that, and the other. Some people go as far as use the same sponge with your friend. Use the same towel with your friend. Wear the same clothes with your friend. You allow your friend into your matrimonial bedroom and sleep on you and your husband's bed. Like, we people are running on energy, right?
Hmm.
And very recently, so I had this experience, Ekuamo, I shared it with you. And, it's all about the people you're allowing even into your house, because not everybody is on the same wavelength as you in terms of the energy, and we're energy beings, whether you like it or not. As long as you're alive, there's energy in you. So you're allowing all these people into your space. Then when these people have left, now you're seeing you can't even think straight anymore. This thing that you set out to do, it's been 2 months now, you haven't done it. You don't understand. You go and sit down to go do this thing. As soon as you sit down, some distraction will come. You won't get it done. Something will happen, and you just be dancing around in circles. Weeks and months will go by, and you haven't been able to do these things. Like, this thing, we're talking about somebody who's lost their lives, and it's so sad, and my heart goes out to the family. But I could go on till I'm red in my face. I'm just going to keep it simple here, drop those nuggets and drop it down right here, and let Ekuamwa take it as we wrap up, because I'm just too emotional. It's
I
just a
know
very sad state of affairs. It
it.
really
It
is.
is. It is a sad state of affairs. And Sika, talking
Mm,
about the sharing.
mm,
There's a story that I heard of someone.
mm,
So this girl, she wanted to buy a house. So
mhm,
she's already seen this house that she wants. She already has her bank approval and everything.
mm,
Okay. Her friend comes to her. So she shares this information with her friend. And the friend said, oh, Anya, Sika, Mr. So let me also go and check out so that we can all buy together.
mm,
We can all go and buy a place together. So this girl is waiting for her friend to clear her stuff from the bank so that they can go and buy a house together. Do you know the long story short is that this girl did not end up buying her house
oh my
because
God.
of this toxic relationship.
Mm,
And she didn't know that when the banks when they approve you, it's actually for a certain period of time.
mm,
So when that time goes, So this friend stalled her, gave her different excuses. Do you know what, Sika? She knew she didn't have a good credit. That there was no way. The bank had already told her she doesn't qualify. But she did not share that information with her friend, so that her friend would have now gone ahead and bought her house. Toxic friendship can destroy destinies. It can destroy opportunities. You see, so this is, and I'll say, we're speaking to both men. We're speaking to both women. You are a man, you've seen a woman that you like. You want to settle down with her. You're listening to your friends. Oh, this girl, she's not your match. She's not even beautiful. She's fat. She's this. She's that. You're busy listening to your friends. These same friends, so when they get that woman, they will marry her 3 times. The same with you as a girl. When they see, they'll marry that man 3 times. Discernment, right? Take time for yourself. Avoid, if you know you are in any of these relationships, and this can happen even in the church. Your Christian sister, your Christian brother, don't draw boundaries. Don't take her because she went to Mexico and they said she had alcohol in her system. That has nothing to do with who she is. These are life principles, and life principles have no boundaries. So if you find yourself in some of these relationships, you need to make sure you take time for yourself to really reflect on how you're going to exit, because you need to exit this relationship, right? Some of these relationships are so bad that people end up being trafficked. What do I mean by that? You be in a relationship with someone and the person is controlling, the person makes it, and the person now, just like she could have gone, and then the guy could have taken her to a place where she could have been gang raped, and she would not have been known, because he's not a friend, but she thought he was a friend. Some of you guys are following friends who will easily traffic you, give you to a man easily, sell you easily, but your eyes are closed. So take time for yourself, and above all, set boundaries. We are back again to this boundaries thing.
Good. Say it.
We need to set boundaries. Boundaries are important. Even you, as to your parent, even with your parents, you need to set boundaries. Within your children, you need to set boundaries. With friends, you need to set boundaries. You need to set boundaries. Some people, they don't know that you should know that your friend is married and you're no longer equal. So you shouldn't allow them, just because you guys were giggly, you go to Mexico here, you do all those things when you were single. It doesn't mean you can be doing all of that again. You need to set boundaries. If you're a man, the same thing applies to you. Just because you were always, every Sunday, you were hanging out with the boys, watching soccer and all those things. When you get married and you have children, you shouldn't be going, and Sunday is a day to get ready for Monday for kids to go to school. So if you're still chilling with your friends, that means you are not setting boundaries. And if they're also happy for you to do all of that, you are already in a toxic relationship, because they are not helping you to really grow in the newfound relationship, in the newfound union. That's supposed to be a blessing to you. They're not helping you grow on that level, right? So boundaries. We need to set boundaries. You have to know what behaviors you accept and what behaviors you will not accept with your friends. All those settling discords, all those funny comments they make, toxic environments, they make you miserable, and yet you keep running back into their nets. You need to come out. You need to come out, and you need to build the walls.
Learn to love your own space, Ekuamua. This is all that it is. This is all that it is. Learn to love your own space. Like, I've become so excited and very comfortable in my own company and enjoying my own company that Sometimes I even ask myself, hey God, so now if I have to share my life with somebody, what am I going to do? Because you know, you just enjoy your own, say you bask in your own energy, you have time to be in the presence of the Lord if that is something that you like to do. Sometimes it's just even listening to music and meditating, just that.
Exactly.
But there's some people who think that all the time they have to have somebody around them, like they can't just be by themselves.
No.
You can't
Yep.
just be by yourself. I have a Kwamwa. Oh, now AC is coming. Hey, so when AC leaves at 5, now who is going to come to my house? Then Ekwamwa is upset that from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. nobody will come. Are you okay? Learn to enjoy your own company. When are you going to read and improve your lot? When are you going to study? When are you going to pray? When are you going to think about your own, the things that you want to accomplish in your life? Like you don't have to have somebody with you all of the time. All of the time. My sister, wrap up for me.
Well, what our wrap up really is, I really want all of us, as we are listening, to really reflect
Hmm,
on ourselves and the type of friendship we're keeping,
hmm,
the type of relationship we are also keeping. And if we have young ones, we really want to be observant on the type of friends that they have, right? And then really also find ways to also educate them to really understand about us, about winning and losing, teaching them the consequences of jealousy. Because jealousy is a very, very destructive spirit,
hmm,
right? Teaching them about jealousy and knowing how to overcome all those things. That in life, things are not always going to be, sometimes somebody's going to be first, sometimes you're going to be second, right? And on really dealing with ourselves in terms of what we let out
hmm,
and what we keep in,
hmm,
the boundaries,
hmm,
enjoying our own company, as he said,
hmm.
right? And don't finding the need that because somebody said, hey, let's all go to this party, then you be like, okay, my friends are going, let me also join them to go. People have joined people to go to places, and in the end, they have found drugs on them that they never know the drugs was implanted on them.
Hmm.
Just because we don't see it now as being highlighted does not mean those things are not happening.
Hmm.
They are happening far and wide. So we need to really open our eyes. We need to learn about this girl's strategy. That toxic relationship can really destroy a person's destiny. It can cut your life short. It's not all friendship that is good for us. If you have a friend that makes you miserable, if you have a friend that makes you uncomfortable, if you have a friend that anytime they're around you, you're nervous, anytime you have to go and see them, your heart starts pumping, anytime you be like, oh my God, I don't even want to deal with this. This is too much. Like, I have to deal with it. It's time for you to set your boundaries and build your wall and close that door.
Correct.
You need to close that door.
Correct.
If you go in and you come back worse off than you went in, it's time to close the door. You need to shut it. We don't want you to be another one of this girl. And these things are happening.
Hmm.
They are happening everywhere. That's why people are losing their marriages, their relationships over this. It happens everywhere. Whether you're a man, you're a woman, it's time for you to reflect. A friend that wants to help you, they will want to help you under a condition. A friend that only friends with you for what they can get from you.
Hmm.
Because the only way she was invited to Mexico is if she paid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Hmm.
only way.
Hmm.
If
They
she paid,
wanted
if
their
she had
credit
not
card.
paid,
Yeah.
if she had not paid,
She
she would be
wasn't
sitting at
going.
home now, doing
Hmm.
her hair,
Hmm.
running her boutique, and those precious girls that she was doing their hair, those young ones.
Very sad.
Everything that we do, every choice that we make, there are consequences that sometimes goes beyond us. So let's really think about it, and hopefully we will all learn from this and avoid such toxic friendship and toxic relationship. Thank you.
Tawira said, I always tell my twin girls on what type of friends they have. As for me, I don't like human traffic. I grew up like that even when I was married before my husband died, and my friends were my children and husband, and that's how I set my boundaries. There's nothing wrong with having a friend or two, nothing wrong with that. But you need to know each person who they really truly are. This person I'm inviting into my life. Like, you are the one giving the person that invitation into their life. It is you. You can't blame your friends. It's your fault. Who is this person? Who is Tawira? Who is Lizzie? Who is Vivian? Who are these people? Who are they? This person that I'm allowing. Who is this person? Don't just do things willy-nilly on face value. Oh, if I don't accept her friend request now, Ekuama is going to get upset. She's going to say, I don't like people. She's going to say, look, people you know on face value, people you just know, some people think social media friend is my friend. I used to think like that myself. Oh, this person appears so nice and so calm and so good and so everything. What do you actually know about the person? What do you know? We need to pray for discernment, like the people we're allowing into our spaces. Who are these people? What are they made of? Does their energy align with yours? Because if it doesn't, you ruin everything. And so, my sister, I want to thank you so, so much for being here once again. I know you have your non-profits. I know you have your non-profits that you do. I want you to tell us about it as you wrap up here. And I want the parents in the house, especially if you're in the Calgary and Alberta area, to contact my sister. She can help you. And parents, advise your children about peer pressure, because it is when they're living the childhood into the teenage that they think that they have to fit in. They don't want to be a misfit. They don't want to stand out. And this is where this whole toxicity with regards to Shankwila starts from. You don't have to fit in with the Joneses. You don't have to do everything because everybody is doing it. You can have your child go to a school. Everybody in that school is smoking. So your daughter, who has never had a puff before, also thinks that, well, if I don't also have a puff now, everybody is gonna say I'm a misfit. So I also need to have a puff. They're having a puff. Your daughter is in a group of girlfriends. All six of them, they four slept with boys when they started, they got to the age of 12 or whatever. Your daughter is 16, hasn't even seen a man's belt before. So that means that there's something wrong with your kid. Guys, like, there's so many conversations that we need to be having with our children. And the earlier you have those conversations, the better. Ekuamwa, I want you to talk about your nonprofit and then wrap this up for me, darling.
Okay, I just put the website in the chat.
I'll
I think
copy that.
is it showing?
I'll
Okay.
copy that and I'll post it for you, but I want you to tell us about it. What is this?
Okay. So I have a nonprofit organization, and the goal really of the organization is really to inspire the next generation of Black Canadians to pursue careers in engineering, science, and technology, and in mathematics. If any of you guys have realized, if you're going around right now, we are living in the age of what artificial intelligence, and as we look towards the future, we really want to equip our children to be able to pursue careers that will really help them to fulfill destiny. So that's the reason why I started this nonprofit, and really to engage young minds in learning computer coding, learning engineering stuff, and really get to play with robots and learn how to code them as well to do things. Yeah, right now we even have there's a robot nurse. So really, no matter what career you want to see your child pursue in the future, there's going to be some sort of technology, there's going to be some sort of mathematics, there's going to be some sort of science that is involved. So if you live in Calgary, we are holding workshops coming this winter. You can check my website out and post it in the comments and register for our next workshop. So if you're also looking for something specific, you can just drop me an email, and the email is info@aejf.com. So I'm going to put
.com
that
or
also,
.ca?
.ca, sorry, info@aejf.ca.
Done it.
So if you have something that you're interested, there's also, even if you as an adult want to learn something new, a new skill, you can contact me and I can link you up to some resources. If you're thinking of a career change, you're thinking about learning something really to upgrade yourself, to really make yourself very visible in your workplace. And right now, as whether you're a nurse, even if you're a nurse, a floor nurse, you're an LPN, it's amazing small things that you can learn to really boost yourself up to earn more money in the side of technology. So if you are interested in learning something to add on to whatever diploma certificates that you have, you can always link up with me, and I can find some resources with you or link you up to the right people to get you going as well. Really want a lot of Black people to really get involved, because that's where there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of innovations, there's a lot of opportunities
Mm.
in technology and in the science field.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy woman, and I'm really grateful that you brought this up today. And we've had a very interesting conversation. I just want to encourage the people that listen and watch us here that look, if you have
Share.
an opinion to express, express the opinion when we're here, and please share the video. Don't be selfish. Like, this is information that would save a life. It will save a life. Share, 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 share. Every day, every day. Share this video. Please, please, please share. Share the video. And thank you so much for being
And
here, for your time, my darling.
yeah, you're always welcome. Please also don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Sika Educates. Subscribe, and then also share that, because most people, especially the young ones, they are not on Facebook.
True.
So we want to share the YouTube with them so that they can learn about some of the science that we talked about, because it's really help them. If you have teenage kids, just go to Sika's Educate YouTube channel and share this video with them, and then let them learn about some of these science. We really want all
Did
of
you
them.
see
We
Pastor
want them
P's
to learn.
comment? Pastor P, you share my sentiment. I also want to join this coding class. I think we have to steal the show and turn up in school uniform, and she'll be forced to admit us.
Um, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you so, so much, guys. Thank you for everything. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. If you're sleeping, have a great week. May the good Lord bless you with everything that you're doing this week. And may everything you touch be successful. I love you guys as always. Ikwamwa, thank you so much. And all right, guys, I'll leave this here. Have a good week and God bless you. Bye bye.